where the fun begins.
Stomped on it. All right, so yeah, the car is now broken in. This is just going to be like a test drive after the car's been broken in, and just more like driving impression now that I can open the car up. Also, there has been a P2C90 code out on this thing, so if it comes up during this test drive, that's what it is. I think I may have resolved it, but we'll find out. But I'm still, you know, kind of documenting that. So if you see a check engine light comes on, it's probably because of that P2C90 code. Anyways, let's get started on the drive. So as you can see right now, this is how I have my gauge layout. You have like 3 presets. So this is the page 1. If I do move this over, there's page 2, page 3. So essentially, you can customize, you know, where you want your boost gauge, you know, what you want in your center, and what you want in your far right. So this is what I have for my main daily driving setup. I got boost on the left, and then it's called the sport gauges on the right, and then the middle is just the, you know, the gear. So, but yeah, let's take this thing out. And usually when I get in, I do let the car warm up for at least a couple minutes before I go. So if I hop in and it's 7:24, I'll give it till 7:26. So, you know, on the current minute, and then let that go by, and then after that I'll let it go. And the same thing when I drive and like to stop the car, I'll do the same thing. I'll wait a couple minutes and then turn it off, just because, you know, to help prolong the life of the turbocharged life. So I don't know if you can see right now, but I have my rev limiter set to 6,000, and the red line on this car is 7. As you can see, it's still red from like 62. Usually it doesn't get up to temp to about 150 degrees, but usually I won't get on it until it's like at least maybe like 180 or higher is when I'll really get on it. But for now, usually just starting out, I'll just put it in drive and just, you know, drive it as is. And typically at low speeds, I do just leave it in drive, but once I get rolling, that's kind of like when I'll switch it over, you know, to the pedal or the paddle shifters and play around with the gears. So somebody love. So yeah, I'm about at 150 right now, and that red line's still at about 63. But yeah, so it's really cool. So the gauge layout, from the top to the bottom, Lincoln Park, you have your coolant from the top, and then the next is oil temp, and the third, which is cool, is oil pressure, which is something the GR86 needs that you should have for the GR86 drivers and BRZ. And then at the very bottom, I'm pretty sure that is the transmission temp. So it's really cool to see what that temperature is supposed to be on average. I think the highest I've seen the automatic transmission fluid temp was about 170, 180. And as far as engine oil, I've seen it's about, you know, 190 to 200s from just regular driving, and, you know, if I'm doing anything spirited. But yeah, so we're at 160, and you can see the limiter from 6 to 7 is now yellow, and I can take it up to red line if I wanted to. But yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, I've always been a fan of automatics. I just love automatics just because it's simple. You just go and you can focus on driving. You don't have to worry about anything else. And like I said, it's a preference thing. So I still love cars. It's just, you know, when it comes to the transmission thing, I know that that people are really passionate about the, you know, the gearbox, and I get it, because, you know, I drove a Honda Fit and I bought a Fit just to learn manual, so I get it, totally get it. But yeah, let's yep, so pretty much I just take it easy. I keep it between 2,000 and 3,000 RPMs. I kind of let the car do its thing in drive, but once it gets, like I said, up to temp and I'm ready to get on it, I'll switch over to the paddle shifters. And hopefully you can see, you know, or see and hear the responsiveness of the paddles. I mean, it's pretty insane. It's very impressive, you know, from me coming from just standard autos. You know, all the cars I've had automatic, like I had the CVT Corolla automatic, like 03 Forester, the Subaru Legacy GT I had was also an automatic. So, you know, driving something like this DAT from, you know, Toyota is pretty amazing for not being like, you know, a DCT or like PDK, but it's what they've done, I think, is pretty amazing. So 176, I mean, we're getting closer up to the temp where I'm more comfortable pushing it. But yeah, we're just cruising right now. I'm gonna do a 0 to 60 in manual mode here. So it's gonna be a soft launch. Oh, so it looks like it shifted it for me, actually. Yeah, so right there, I had it in manual mode, but the car did automatically shift up for me, even though I was in the manual mode. So that is interesting. Put it in manual so you can kind of see and hear the shift. So I don't know if you can hear that turbo, but it sounds nice. Look at the upshifts are just, like I said, it's pretty insane. So yeah, just leaving it in drive is pretty awesome. I am curious though. I think when it comes from like a dig, if you're doing any dig stuff, just leave it in drive and let the car do its thing. But if you're on the track, I can see you definitely want to be in manual mode so you can keep it in the right gear, you know, throughout the track. Because I know when I was in the GR86, I was pretty much, depending on the track, most time I was in third or fourth the entire time, you know, unless you have a really sharp turn. You know, then you would probably have to go down to second. But, you know, the tracks I ran at were, you know, NJMP, Thunderbolt, Lightning, Summit Point, Maine. Those are the three main tracks. Lightning or Thunderbolt is definitely my favorite overall so far, but even when I was doing track days with that, you know, it was pretty much in third and fourth the whole time. So this car having 8 gears is different. So it's like, you know, where I would normally be in second, I would be in third with this car, you know, and then as it goes higher. So it's definitely taken some getting used to, but man, it is just so awesome to just be able to drive this car around, and I cannot stress how much I love it so far. And I just hope long-term wise this thing is reliable. And you know, I know it is the first year of the automatic, so I'm kind of like staying away from any powertrain mods as usual while it's under warranty, just to be safe, because you never know. But I will probably do mild suspension, if anything, lowering springs maybe. But it does have body roll, so we'll see. You know, as far, I'm trying to keep it as stock as possible and drive it in normal mode as much as possible, and then just, you know, just enjoy and, you know, document that journey. Won't be as exciting, but it's really just, you know, just to see how normal I can make it and, you know, enjoy it and see how it, you know, lasts long term. But yeah, shoosh. So now I'm putting it into manual. And what I do like about the shifter layout, I'm not used to it, but every down is upshifts and then up is downshifts, which is kind of cool. So I remember when I first tried, I wasn't even paying attention. I just kind of hit up to upshift and it wouldn't let me. I was like, oh, that's why. So, but if I hit up, you know, Yeah, it's so fast. It's kind of cool though. I like that. But yeah, definitely paddle shifters are fun just because your both hands stay on the steering wheel. You can focus on driving, and man, it's just so responsive, man. And right now at these speeds, this is like, you know, cruising on back roads, so like 40 miles an hour is, you know, pretty much the average speed. So this is kind of like how I drive if I'm with the paddle shifters. And then if I'm in manual, if I brake as I slow down, the car will downshift itself. See, it's going through each gear on its own. All I'm doing is holding down the brake until I stop all the way down to complete stop, and it automatically goes down the first. So, which is really nice. It's still in manual mode, but it automatically does all the downshifting, and apparently does upshifting too when it's when you're getting on it. Yeah, and typically normal driving, like I said, I try to shift between 2 and 3. See, this might be too high of a gear right now. Yeah, see, after doing those pulls, you can see the oil temps at around 200 and the trans is around 170, high 170s. Those upshifts are very impressive, man. About 50 miles an hour, you know, fourth gear seems to be the pulling gear here. I mean, that thing just pulls, man. That's crazy. fast car boogies, man. It's a fun car, man. But I'll tell you what, man, it comes at a price. It's heavier, got more power. You're gonna take a hit on, well, fuel economy. You know, the way I've been driving, about 22, 23, which is fine. But on a highway, it actually does pretty good if you're just driving like a normal person. You probably get like 25 to maybe possibly high 20s, you know. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the, you know, sort of like the break-in and driving period with this car, just to see, you know, how the car responds and everything like that. So I will say, maintenance wise, I did do an oil change already at like 620, or about actually like 650-ish. I did an oil change for the break-in, and then so that's been done. I don't plan to mess with the transfer case or rear diff yet. I'll probably wait till maybe close to 4,000 to 5,000 miles to do that, just because I'm not too crazy about it. But I've watched plenty of videos, so shout out to everyone that's done videos on that already, so I have a good idea of how to do it. But I probably won't mess with that until the 5,000 mark, as far as the diff and the transfer case goes. But I do got the gear oil ready to go, got the red line 7585. I also still have leftover Amsoil 7590 from the GRD6. I still got like 3 extra, so I don't know, I may just use that instead and just go through that first. But yeah, that's pretty much it so far. Yeah, the car has been awesome. I'm loving it. You know, I hit 1,000 miles recently, so I'm gonna do like sort of like a 30-day 1,000 mile review on it. But I just wanted to share just the driving experience of it, and you know how the transmission shifts and everything in the engine and all that. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you on the next video.